Have you ever wondered why ancient Buddhist monks lived such long, healthy lives? What if the secret to healing your body naturally has been hiding in plain sight all along? What if you could transform your health simply by choosing the right foods each day? Today, we're going to unlock ancient Buddhist wisdom about 6 powerful foods that can help your body heal itself without relying on medications. This isn't about following complicated diets or buying expensive supplements. These are simple, natural foods that have been revered in Buddhist traditions for centuries. Foods that work with your body's incredible ability to heal and restore itself. Think of your body as a garden. When you give it the right nourishment, it flourishes naturally. These 6 foods are like the perfect nutrients for that garden, helping everything grow strong and healthy. Buddhist monks understood something profound. Food isn't just fuel for the body, it's medicine for the soul. They recognize that what we eat directly impacts not only our physical health, but also our mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual well-being. For thousands of years, these teachings have guided people toward healthier, more vibrant lives. And the beautiful part? Modern science is now confirming what these ancient teachers knew all along. In our fast-paced modern world, we often reach for quick fixes and medications to solve our health problems. But what if there was a gentler, more natural way? What if your body already knows how to heal itself and just needs the right support? These 6 foods provide exactly that support. They're not miracle cures or magic potions. They're simple, wholesome foods that work in harmony with your body's natural healing processes. As we explore each of these 6 foods, you'll discover how they've been used in Buddhist practice and why they're so powerful for your health. You'll learn practical ways to incorporate them into your daily routine, regardless of how busy your life is. Each food brings unique benefits, from boosting your immune system to calming your mind, from reducing inflammation to increasing your energy naturally. This journey we're about to take together is more than just learning about nutrition. It's about reconnecting with ancient wisdom that can transform your relationship with food and health. It's about understanding that true wellness comes from working with nature, not against it. These principles have helped countless people over thousands of years, and they can help you too. We encourage you to watch this entire video because each food we discuss builds upon the last, creating a complete picture of holistic health. Missing even one could mean missing a crucial piece of your wellness puzzle. The information we're sharing today has the potential to change your life in profound ways. It could be the key to finally addressing health issues you've been struggling with, or simply the boost you need to feel more energized and alive. If you find value in what we share today, please show your support by clicking the like button and subscribing to our Wisdom Diaries channel. By subscribing, you're not just helping us create more content like this, you're joining a community of like-minded individuals who are committed to natural health, ancient wisdom, and living their best lives. You'll stay updated on more powerful insights that can enhance your well-being and bring more vitality into your everyday life. Are you ready to discover these 6 remarkable foods? Are you ready to unlock your body's natural healing potential? Let's begin this transformative journey together. What we're about to share could be the turning point in your health journey, the moment when everything starts to make sense and your body begins to thrive in ways you never imagined possible. Let's dive into the first food that Buddhist wisdom has cherished for centuries. Food number 1, garlic, the divine protector. Let's begin our journey with a food that might surprise you, garlic. Now, you might be thinking, garlic, really? But stay with me, because what you're about to learn will change the way you see this humble kitchen staple forever. For centuries, Buddhist monks have held garlic in the highest regard for its extraordinary medicinal properties. They understood that this small, pungent bulb contained within it the power to protect and heal the human body. While garlic wasn't consumed during certain meditative periods due to its strong nature, it was deeply respected as a healing food that could strengthen the body and ward off illness. The monks recognized something profound. Nature had created a perfect medicine, wrapped in papery white layers, waiting to serve humanity. So what makes garlic so special? The answer lies in a remarkable compound called allicin. When you crush, chop, or chew fresh garlic, it releases allicin, a powerful sulfur compound that acts like a natural defender in your body. Think of allicin as a tiny warrior, fighting battles against disease and illness on your behalf. But allicin doesn't work alone. Garlic contains dozens of other beneficial compounds including diallyl disulfide, S-allylcysteine, and various antioxidants that work together in perfect harmony. Let's talk about your heart, the engine that keeps you alive. Heart disease remains one of the leading causes of death worldwide, but garlic offers powerful protection. When you consume garlic regularly, something remarkable happens in your cardiovascular system. The compounds in garlic help relax your blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow freely. It's like opening up congested highways, allowing traffic to move smoothly again. Studies have shown that people who eat garlic regularly can reduce their blood pressure significantly, sometimes as much as prescription medications, but without the side effects. But garlic's heart benefits don't stop there. It actively works to reduce cholesterol levels, particularly the harmful LDL cholesterol that can clog your arteries. Imagine garlic as a natural cleaning service for your blood vessels, sweeping away the buildup that could lead to heart attacks or strokes. The ancient Buddhist healers knew this intuitively, and now modern science confirms their wisdom with countless research studies. Now let's discuss something that touches many lives: cancer. The word itself can bring fear, but here's where garlic shows its true power as a protector. Research has revealed that people who consume garlic regularly have lower rates of certain cancers, particularly stomach and colon cancers. The sulfur compounds in garlic don't just prevent cancer cells from forming, they can actually help destroy existing cancer cells while leaving healthy cells untouched. It's as if garlic has an intelligence, knowing exactly which cells to target and which to protect. Scientists have discovered that garlic works against cancer through multiple pathways. It reduces inflammation, prevents DNA damage, stops cancer cells from multiplying, and even cuts off the blood supply that tumors need to grow. While garlic isn't a cure for cancer on its own, it's a powerful ally in your body's natural defense system. Your immune system is like an army protecting your body from invaders, and garlic is like training and strengthening that army. When cold and flu season arrives, garlic eaters often find themselves staying healthier while others around them fall ill. The allicin in garlic has been shown to enhance the response of white blood cells when they encounter viruses. One fascinating study found that people who took garlic supplements daily had 63% fewer colds than those who didn't, and when they did get sick, they recovered 70% faster. But garlic's protective powers extend even further into the realm of antimicrobial properties. Long before antibiotics existed, garlic was used to fight infections. It can combat bacteria, viruses, fungi, and even parasites. During World War I and World War II, when antibiotics were scarce, garlic was used to prevent gangrene and treat wounds. The soldiers called it Russian penicillin. Today, as antibiotic resistance becomes a growing concern, garlic offers a natural alternative that microbes can't easily develop resistance against. Now, here's the crucial part. How you consume garlic makes all the difference. You can't just swallow garlic pills and expect miracles. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that preparation and timing are essential. The most powerful way to consume garlic is fresh and raw. Here's the method that maximizes its healing potential. Take 1 to 2 cloves of fresh garlic, peel them and crush or finely mince them. This crushing action is vital because it triggers the enzymatic reaction that creates allicin. Once crushed, let the garlic sit for about 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes. This waiting period allows the allicin to fully form and stabilize. During this time, the healing compounds reach their peak potency. After 10 minutes, you can consume the crushed garlic. Some people mix it with a spoonful of raw honey, which not only makes it more palatable but adds additional healing properties. Others mix it into a small amount of olive oil. You can also add it to your food, but remember, heat destroys allicin. If you're cooking with garlic, add it at the very end of cooking and let your food cool slightly before eating to preserve the beneficial compounds. The best time to consume garlic, according to traditional Buddhist healing wisdom, is in the morning on an empty stomach. Why? Because your body is most receptive to healing during this time, and the garlic can work its magic without interference from other foods. If the taste is too strong for you in the morning, consuming it before bed is another option that many people find effective. Start with 1 clove daily. Your body needs time to adjust, especially if you're not accustomed to raw garlic. After a week or two, you can increase to 2 cloves if desired. Listen to your body. Some people experience mild digestive discomfort initially, which usually passes as your body adapts. Let me share a transformation story that illustrates garlic's power. There was a man named Robert who at age 58 was struggling with high blood pressure and pre-diabetes. His doctor wanted to put him on multiple medications, but Robert decided to try a natural approach first. He began eating 2 cloves of raw garlic every morning, prepared exactly as I described. Within 3 months, his blood pressure had normalized, his blood sugar levels improved dramatically, and he had lost 15 pounds without changing anything else in his diet. His doctor was amazed. Robert often says that those few minutes each morning preparing his garlic changed his entire life trajectory. Remember, garlic is not just a food. It's medicine that nature has perfected over millions of years of evolution. The Buddhist monks understood this deeply. They saw garlic as a divine protector, a gift from nature to help humanity maintain health and vitality. When you consume garlic with intention and gratitude, you're not just eating, you're participating in an ancient healing tradition that has served countless people across countless generations. If you're finding this information valuable and want to learn about the remaining 5 powerful foods, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on wisdom that could transform your health. Now let's continue to our second remarkable food. Food number 2, turmeric, the golden healer. If garlic is the divine protector, then turmeric is the golden healer. This vibrant, sunset-colored root has been treasured in Buddhist healing traditions for thousands of years. And once you understand its extraordinary powers, you'll see why it deserves a place in your daily routine. In ancient Buddhist monasteries across Asia, turmeric held a sacred status. It wasn't just a spice or a flavoring agent, it was considered a holy healing substance. Buddhist healers would prescribe turmeric for everything from wounds and infections to digestive problems and joint pain. They observed that those who consumed turmeric regularly seemed to age more slowly, think more clearly, and suffer less from the ailments that plagued others. The monks didn't have microscopes or laboratories, but through careful observation and centuries of accumulated wisdom, they understood that this golden root possessed almost miraculous healing properties. The secret behind turmeric's power lies in a compound called curcumin. When scientists finally isolated and studied curcumin, they were astounded by what they found. Curcumin is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds found in nature. To understand why this matters, think of inflammation as a fire burning inside your body. Acute inflammation, like when you cut your finger, is helpful because it's part of healing. But chronic inflammation is like a fire that never goes out, slowly damaging your cells, tissues, and organs. This persistent, low-level inflammation is now recognized as the root cause of most chronic diseases, including heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and arthritis. Curcumin acts like a fire extinguisher for this chronic inflammation. It doesn't just mask symptoms, it addresses inflammation at the molecular level, blocking the pathways that trigger inflammatory responses in your body. What makes curcumin truly remarkable is that it does this without the harmful side effects associated with anti-inflammatory medications. Let's explore the specific diseases and conditions that turmeric addresses, starting with inflammation and arthritis. If you've ever experienced joint pain, you know how debilitating it can be. Arthritis affects millions of people worldwide, making simple tasks like climbing stairs or opening jars an ordeal. Turmeric has been shown in multiple studies to be as effective as common anti-inflammatory drugs for reducing arthritis pain and improving joint function, but without the stomach problems, liver damage, or cardiovascular risks that these medications can cause. One study compared curcumin to a popular arthritis medication and found that people taking curcumin actually experienced better improvement in their symptoms. Imagine being able to move freely again, to walk without pain, to use your hands without stiffness, all by adding a simple natural food to your daily routine. The Buddhist monks knew this centuries ago. They would prepare turmeric paste for elderly monks suffering from joint pain, and they witnessed remarkable recoveries. Now let's talk about something that concerns many of us as we age: brain health and the prevention of Alzheimer's disease. Your brain is perhaps your most precious organ, the seat of your memories, personality, and consciousness. Alzheimer's disease slowly steals all of this away, and modern medicine has struggled to find effective treatments. But here's where turmeric shows its profound protective power. Curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier, which means it can directly enter your brain and benefit the cells there. Once inside, it does several remarkable things. First, it clears away the amyloid plaques that are the hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. These plaques are like debris cluttering your brain, interfering with communication between brain cells. Curcumin helps break down and remove these plaques. Second, curcumin promotes the growth of new brain cells and enhances the connections between existing ones. It boosts levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which is like fertilizer for your brain. Low levels of BDNF are linked to depression and Alzheimer's, while higher levels are associated with better memory and cognitive function. There's a fascinating observation that India, where turmeric is consumed daily in large quantities, has one of the lowest rates of Alzheimer's disease in the world. While many factors contribute to this, researchers believe turmeric consumption plays a significant role. Buddhist monks, who lived long lives and maintained mental clarity well into old age, consumed turmeric regularly. They understood that a healthy mind was essential for meditation and spiritual practice, and turmeric helped them maintain that clarity. Your digestive system is another area where turmeric demonstrates its healing genius. In Buddhist healing traditions, a healthy digestive system was considered the foundation of overall health. They believed that most diseases began in the gut, and modern science is now confirming this ancient wisdom. Turmeric has been used for centuries to treat digestive disorders including bloating, gas, indigestion, and inflammatory bowel diseases like ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Curcumin stimulates the gallbladder to produce bile, which helps break down fats and improves digestion. It also soothes inflammation in the intestinal lining, helping to heal conditions like leaky gut syndrome. People suffering from irritable bowel syndrome have found significant relief through regular turmeric consumption. The healing effect is gentle but profound, working with your body's natural processes rather than against them. Perhaps one of turmeric's most valuable gifts in our modern, stress-filled world is its ability to combat depression and enhance mental clarity. Depression isn't just about feeling sad, it's a complex condition involving brain chemistry, inflammation, and hormonal imbalances. Studies have shown that curcumin can be as effective as some antidepressant medications for treating major depressive disorder. How does it work? Curcumin boosts levels of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters responsible for feelings of happiness and well-being. It also reduces inflammation in the brain, which is increasingly recognized as a contributing factor to depression. Buddhist practitioners have long reported that turmeric consumption helps create a sense of calm clarity, making it easier to maintain emotional balance and mental focus. Now here's the important part. How you prepare and consume turmeric makes an enormous difference in how much benefit you receive. Curcumin by itself is not easily absorbed by your body. In fact, if you just sprinkle turmeric powder on your food without proper preparation, you might absorb as little as 1% of the curcumin. But Buddhist healing wisdom, developed over centuries, discovered the secrets to maximizing absorption. The first secret is black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 20%. Yes, 2000%. Just a pinch of black pepper transforms turmeric from poorly absorbed to highly bioavailable. The second secret is fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in fat, and is best absorbed when consumed with healthy fats like coconut oil, ghee, or olive oil. Let me share with you the traditional Buddhist preparation method that incorporates these principles: golden milk. This ancient beverage has recently gained popularity in the West, but it's been a staple in Buddhist communities for centuries. Here's how to make authentic golden milk. Take 1 cup of plant-based milk such as almond, coconut, or oat milk and warm it gently in a pot. Don't boil it, just warm it until it's comfortably hot. Add 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder or 1 tablespoon of fresh grated turmeric root. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or ghee. For sweetness, add a teaspoon of raw honey, but only after the milk has cooled slightly, as heat destroys honey's beneficial enzymes. Some people also add a pinch of cinnamon or ginger for additional flavor and healing properties. Stir everything together and let it steep for a few minutes. The result is a warm, golden, slightly spicy beverage that tastes comforting and nourishing. Drink this once daily, preferably in the evening. Many people find it helps them relax and sleep better. The warm milk itself is soothing, and the turmeric provides sustained anti-inflammatory and healing benefits throughout the night while your body rests and repairs itself. If you prefer not to drink golden milk, you can add turmeric to your meals. The key is always including black pepper and a healthy fat. You can add turmeric to soups, stews, rice dishes, smoothies, or even scrambled eggs. Start with half a teaspoon daily and gradually increase to 1 or 2 teaspoons. Some people take turmeric supplements, which can be effective if they include piperine and are from a reputable source, but whole food turmeric root or powder is generally preferable. Scientific studies supporting the ancient use of turmeric are now abundant and compelling. Over 3,000 publications have explored curcumin's healing properties. Research from prestigious institutions worldwide confirms what Buddhist healers knew all along. Turmeric is one of nature's most powerful healing foods. Studies show it can reduce markers of inflammation, improve symptoms of depression and anxiety, enhance brain function, support cardiovascular health, and even help prevent cancer. One particularly impressive study followed people with precancerous changes in their bodies. Those who took curcumin supplements showed a regression of these precancerous lesions, meaning the turmeric actually helped reverse the progression toward cancer. Other studies have demonstrated that curcumin can make cancer cells more vulnerable to chemotherapy while protecting healthy cells from damage. Let me share a transformation story that beautifully illustrates turmeric's healing power. Maria, a 52-year-old woman, had been suffering from severe rheumatoid arthritis for 8 years. Her hands were so swollen and painful that she couldn't write, cook, or even button her own clothes. She was taking multiple medications that provided some relief, but caused terrible side effects, including stomach ulcers and fatigue. Desperate for an alternative, she learned about turmeric through a friend and decided to try it. Maria began drinking golden milk every evening and adding turmeric to her meals daily. She continued her medications initially, but tracked her symptoms carefully. Within 2 weeks, she noticed subtle improvements. Within 2 months, her pain had decreased by about 50%, and the swelling in her joints had visibly reduced. After 4 months working with her doctor, she was able to reduce her medication dosage. After 8 months of consistent turmeric consumption, Maria was nearly pain-free, had regained full use of her hands, and had discontinued all her arthritis medications except for occasional use during flare-ups. She describes turmeric as giving her life back. The golden healer had worked its magic, just as Buddhist traditions promised it would. When you incorporate turmeric into your daily life, approach it with the same reverence and intention that Buddhist healers did. This isn't just a spice, it's a sacred healing substance that connects you to thousands of years of wisdom. Each time you prepare your golden milk or add turmeric to your meal, remember that you're participating in an ancient healing tradition that has relieved suffering and restored health to countless people across countless generations. The golden healer is waiting to work its magic in your life. All you need to do is invite it in. Let's now move forward to discover our third powerful healing food. Food number 3, ginger, the universal medicine. Our third healing food is one that Buddhist monks have cherished for over 2,000 years, ginger. Walk into any ancient Buddhist monastery and you would likely find ginger growing in the garden, drying in the kitchen, or steeping in hot water for the monks' daily tea. They called it the universal medicine, and once you understand its remarkable healing properties, you'll see why this humble root earned such a prestigious title. Ginger has been a constant companion in Buddhist monasteries throughout the centuries. Historical texts describe how traveling monks would carry dried ginger root with them on long journeys, using it to settle upset stomachs, warm their bodies in cold climates, and maintain their health while far from home. During meditation retreats, monks would drink ginger tea to stay alert and focused, while also keeping their digestive systems calm and comfortable. The presence of ginger was so valued that some monasteries cultivated extensive ginger gardens, treating the plants with the same care and reverence they gave to their meditation spaces. What makes ginger such a powerful healer? The answer lies in its active compounds, particularly gingerol, shergol, and paradol. Gingerol is the main bioactive compound in fresh ginger, responsible for much of its medicinal properties and its distinctive spicy flavor. Think of gingerol as a master key that unlocks multiple healing pathways in your body simultaneously. It's a potent anti-inflammatory agent, a powerful antioxidant, and has unique effects on digestion, pain perception, and immune function. When ginger is dried or cooked, some of the gingerol converts to shogol, which is even more powerful as an anti-inflammatory and pain reliever. This is why both fresh and dried ginger have their place in healing, each offering slightly different but complementary benefits. These compounds work together synergistically, creating an effect that's greater than any single compound could achieve alone. Let's explore ginger's remarkable healing properties, starting with what it's perhaps most famous for: digestive issues and nausea. Your digestive system is incredibly complex, and when it's out of balance, it affects your entire well-being. Ginger has an almost magical ability to soothe digestive distress. Buddhist monks discovered that consuming ginger before meals helped prevent indigestion, bloating, and gas. Modern research has confirmed this ancient wisdom with impressive scientific evidence. Ginger works by accelerating the emptying of your stomach, preventing that uncomfortable feeling of food sitting heavily in your belly. It also stimulates the production of digestive enzymes and bile, helping your body break down food more efficiently. For people suffering from chronic indigestion, regular ginger consumption can be life-changing. One study found that ginger reduced the time it took for the stomach to empty by over 50%. But ginger's digestive superpowers truly shine when it comes to nausea. Whether it's morning sickness during pregnancy, motion sickness during travel, or nausea from medical treatments, ginger has proven remarkably effective. Multiple studies have shown that ginger can be as effective as prescription anti-nausea medications, but without the drowsiness or other side effects. Pregnant women who consumed just 1 gram of ginger daily experienced significantly reduced nausea and vomiting. Buddhist teachings emphasize ginger's gentle yet powerful nature, making it safe even for sensitive conditions. Now let's talk about pain and inflammation, two experiences that can dramatically reduce your quality of life. Remember how we discussed inflammation being like a fire burning in your body? Ginger is another powerful fire extinguisher, working through different pathways than turmeric, but equally effective. The gingerols and shogols in ginger inhibit the production of inflammatory compounds in your body, providing relief from various types of pain. People suffering from osteoarthritis, the wear and tear arthritis that comes with aging, have found tremendous relief through daily ginger consumption. Studies show that ginger extract can reduce knee pain and stiffness in people with osteoarthritis by up to 40%. That's comparable to over-the-counter pain medications, but ginger addresses the root cause of inflammation rather than just masking symptoms. Ginger is also remarkably effective for muscle pain and soreness. Athletes and people who engage in regular physical activity have discovered that consuming ginger daily can reduce exercise-induced muscle pain and speed recovery. One fascinating study found that taking ginger for 11 days reduced muscle pain by 25% in people performing elbow exercises. Buddhist monks who engaged in physical labor around the monastery would consume ginger tea to maintain their strength and reduce soreness. Women suffering from menstrual pain have found ginger to be a blessing. Research shows that ginger can be as effective as common pain medications for reducing menstrual cramps when taken during the first few days of the menstrual period. The anti-inflammatory properties address the root cause of menstrual pain, providing genuine relief rather than temporary numbness. Respiratory problems are another area where ginger demonstrates its healing versatility. Throughout history, Buddhist healers used ginger to treat coughs, colds, and bronchial congestion. Ginger has natural antimicrobial properties that help fight the bacteria and viruses causing respiratory infections. It also acts as a natural expectorant, helping to loosen and expel mucus from your lungs and airways. The warming nature of ginger is particularly beneficial for respiratory health. When you drink hot ginger tea, you can feel the warmth spreading through your chest, opening your airways and making breathing easier. This isn't just a subjective feeling. Ginger actually relaxes the smooth muscles in your airways, similar to how asthma medications work. People with chronic bronchitis or asthma have found that regular ginger consumption helps reduce the frequency and severity of their symptoms. Here's something that might surprise you: ginger's powerful effects on blood sugar regulation. In our modern world where diabetes and pre-diabetes have reached epidemic proportions, ginger offers hope. Recent studies have revealed that ginger can significantly improve blood sugar control and insulin sensitivity. In one remarkable study, people with type 2 diabetes who consumed 2 grams of ginger powder daily experienced a 12% reduction in fasting blood sugar levels. Ginger achieves this by improving how your cells respond to insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. It also slows down the breakdown of carbohydrates in your digestive system, preventing sharp spikes in blood sugar after meals. For anyone concerned about diabetes or trying to maintain stable energy levels throughout the day, ginger is an invaluable ally. Buddhist monks developed beautiful rituals around ginger consumption, and one of the most cherished is the ginger tea ceremony. While not as elaborate as formal tea ceremonies, the preparation and consumption of ginger tea was treated as a mindful practice, an opportunity to slow down and connect with the healing process. Here's how to prepare authentic Buddhist-style ginger tea. Take a piece of fresh ginger root about the size of your thumb. Wash it thoroughly but don't peel it, as much of the beneficial compounds are concentrated just beneath the skin. Slice it thinly or grate it. Place the ginger in a pot with 2 cups of water and bring it to a boil. Once boiling, reduce the heat and let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. The longer you simmer, the stronger and more concentrated the tea becomes. Strain the tea into a cup. You can add a slice of lemon and a teaspoon of raw honey for additional flavor and healing benefits, but add the honey only after the tea has cooled slightly to preserve its enzymes. Some people also add a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption of ginger's beneficial compounds. Drink this tea slowly, mindfully, savoring each sip and visualizing the healing energy spreading through your body. For daily consumption guidelines, here's what both traditional Buddhist wisdom and modern research suggest. Fresh ginger is generally more potent than dried, though both are beneficial. You can consume 1 to 3 grams of fresh ginger daily, which equals roughly a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root. This can be divided throughout the day. You might have ginger tea in the morning, add fresh ginger to your lunch, and have another cup of ginger tea in the evening. If using dried ginger powder, the recommended amount is smaller, about 1/4 to 1 teaspoon daily, because it's more concentrated. Start with smaller amounts and gradually increase as your body adjusts. Some people experience mild heartburn when they first start consuming ginger regularly, but this usually subsides as your body adapts. One of the beautiful aspects of these healing foods is how well they work together. Buddhist healers understood the power of combination, and ginger pairs particularly well with our other healing foods. Combining ginger with turmeric creates a supercharged anti-inflammatory effect. The 2 roots complement each other perfectly, working through different mechanisms to reduce inflammation and pain throughout your body. You can create a powerful healing tea by combining ginger, turmeric, and black pepper. Simmer sliced fresh ginger and grated fresh turmeric together. Add a pinch of black pepper, strain, and enjoy. Some people add this combination to warm milk with a bit of honey for a comforting evening beverage. Ginger also enhances the digestive benefits of garlic, helping your body better absorb and utilize garlic's healing compounds. If you find raw garlic too intense on your stomach, try consuming it with ginger tea. The ginger soothes your digestive system while allowing the garlic to work its protective magic. Adding ginger to meals containing green leafy vegetables enhances the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins from the greens while also making the vegetables more digestible. It's a synergistic relationship where each food amplifies the benefits of the others. Let me share a transformation story that illustrates ginger's remarkable healing power. David, a 45-year-old construction worker, had been suffering from chronic back pain for years. The physical demands of his job had taken their toll, and he was consuming pain medications daily just to get through his workday. The medications helped somewhat but caused stomach problems and didn't address the underlying inflammation. David's wife learned about ginger's anti-inflammatory properties and convinced him to try it. Skeptical but desperate, David began drinking ginger tea 3 times daily and adding fresh ginger to his meals. He continued his pain medications initially but started tracking his pain levels carefully. Within 3 weeks, he noticed his pain had decreased enough that he could reduce his medication dose. Within 2 months, he was having entire days where he needed no pain medication at all. After 4 months of consistent ginger consumption, David's chronic back pain had reduced by about 70%. He could work full days without discomfort, sleep through the night without waking from pain, and had completely stopped taking daily pain medications, using them only occasionally for particularly strenuous workdays. His stomach problems disappeared, his energy increased, and he felt like he had reclaimed his life. David now calls ginger his miracle root and shares his story with anyone struggling with chronic pain. The universal medicine truly lives up to its name. Ginger's versatility is remarkable, addressing so many different health issues through multiple healing pathways. When you incorporate ginger into your daily routine, you're not just adding a spicy flavor to your food or drink. You're embracing a healing tradition that has served humanity for thousands of years. Buddhist monks understood that true healing comes from working with nature, not against it. Ginger embodies this principle perfectly. It's gentle enough for daily use, yet powerful enough to address serious health conditions. It supports your body's natural healing abilities rather than forcing artificial changes. As you move forward with these healing foods, remember that consistency is key. The monks didn't use ginger occasionally when they felt unwell. They made it a daily practice, a fundamental part of their health maintenance. This is the secret to receiving ginger's full benefits. Make it a ritual, a practice you look forward to each day. Now let's explore our fourth healing food, one that forms the foundation of the Buddhist vegetarian diet. Food number 4, green leafy vegetables. Nature's multivitamin. We now arrive at a food that forms the very foundation of Buddhist nutritional wisdom, green leafy vegetables. If the previous 3 foods are powerful healers, then green leafy vegetables are the pillars that support your entire health structure. Walk into any Buddhist monastery kitchen, and you'll find an abundance of fresh greens being prepared for the daily meals. This isn't coincidence. It's the result of thousands of years of understanding that these humble leaves contain the essence of vitality itself. The Buddhist vegetarian diet philosophy is rooted in profound wisdom that extends far beyond simple nutrition. Buddhist teachings emphasize compassion for all living beings, which naturally led to a plant-based diet. But the monks quickly discovered something remarkable. This diet based on compassion also happened to be the most health-promoting way of eating. They observed that monks who consumed abundant green vegetables remained healthy, clear-minded, and energetic well into old age, while maintaining the stamina needed for long hours of meditation and physical labor. The philosophy goes deeper than just avoiding harm. Buddhist teachings emphasize eating foods that are close to the earth, minimally processed, and full of life force. Green leafy vegetables embody this principle perfectly. They're among the most living foods you can eat, packed with chlorophyll that captures the sun's energy through photosynthesis. When you eat greens, you're essentially consuming condensed sunlight transformed into nutrients your body can use. The monks understood this intuitively, describing greens as containing the vital energy of both earth and sky. Why did monks prioritize greens daily above almost all other foods? The answer lies in both practical observation and spiritual understanding. Practically, they noticed that monks who ate greens daily had stronger bodies, better digestion, clearer skin, sharper minds, and more stable moods. They rarely fell ill, and when they did, they recovered quickly. Spiritually, the green color itself was considered significant, representing growth, renewal, and the flourishing of life. Eating greens was seen as inviting these qualities into your own body and spirit. The monks also observed that greens had a unique ability to purify the body. After periods of fasting or when recovering from illness, greens were always the first food reintroduced. They seemed to cleanse the system, restore balance, and rebuild strength in a way no other food could match. Let's break down the nutritional powerhouse that is green leafy vegetables. When scientists finally had the tools to analyze these foods at a molecular level, they discovered what the Buddhist monks had known all along. Greens are perhaps the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. In every dark green leaf, you'll find an extraordinary concentration of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. Green leafy vegetables are loaded with vitamin K, essential for blood clotting and bone health. Just 1 cup of kale or spinach provides more than your entire daily requirement. They're rich in vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, crucial for vision, immune function, and skin health. They contain abundant vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that supports immune function and collagen production. B vitamins, including folate, are present in significant amounts, supporting energy production, brain function, and DNA synthesis. The mineral content is equally impressive. Greens provide calcium for bone strength, iron for healthy blood, magnesium for muscle and nerve function, and potassium for heart health and blood pressure regulation. They contain trace minerals like manganese, copper, and zinc that play crucial roles in countless bodily processes. What makes this mineral content particularly valuable is that it comes in a form your body can easily absorb and use, unlike synthetic supplements. But the real magic of greens lies in their phytonutrients, plant compounds that aren't technically essential nutrients but provide extraordinary health benefits. These include powerful antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin for eye health, quercetin and camphorol for inflammation reduction, and sulforaphane for cancer prevention. Each of these compounds works like a specialized tool in your body's healing and maintenance toolkit. Now let's explore the specific disease prevention capabilities of green leafy vegetables, starting with cancer protection. This is where greens truly shine with remarkable power. Cancer is a disease that touches almost every family, and while no single food can prevent all cancers, green leafy vegetables come remarkably close to being a universal protective agent. Greens contain compounds called glucosinolates that break down during chewing and digestion into substances that have proven anti-cancer effects. These substances help your body detoxify carcinogens, prevent DNA damage, inhibit tumor blood vessel formation, and even trigger cancer cell death while leaving healthy cells unharmed. It's like having a sophisticated defense system operating at the cellular level. Studies have consistently shown that people who consume the most green leafy vegetables have significantly lower rates of many types of cancer, including lung, stomach, colon, breast, and prostate cancers. One large study found that women who ate the most leafy greens had a 46% lower risk of ovarian cancer compared to those who ate the least. That's a reduction nearly as powerful as many cancer prevention medications, but achieved simply through food. The cancer protective effects aren't just about prevention. Research suggests that the compounds in greens can slow the progression of existing cancers and make cancer cells more vulnerable to treatment while protecting healthy cells from damage. Buddhist monks may not have known about cancer cells and DNA, but they observed that people who ate greens regularly seemed protected from many of the growths and illnesses that plagued others. Heart health is another area where green leafy vegetables demonstrate extraordinary protective power. Your heart is your life engine, and keeping it healthy is essential for longevity and quality of life. Greens support heart health through multiple mechanisms. They're rich in nitrates, which your body converts to nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes and dilates blood vessels, improving blood flow and reducing blood pressure. The antioxidants in greens prevent the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, a crucial step in the development of heart disease. Oxidized LDL is like rust in your arteries, contributing to plaque formation and atherosclerosis. By preventing this oxidation, greens help keep your arteries clean and flexible. The potassium in greens helps counteract the blood pressure-raising effects of sodium, while the magnesium supports healthy heart rhythm. Multiple studies have shown that people who eat the most leafy greens have dramatically lower rates of heart disease. One comprehensive review found that each daily serving of leafy greens was associated with an 11% reduction in cardiovascular disease risk. Given that heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, this protective effect is profound. Bone strength might not be the first thing you think of when you consider greens, but these vegetables are crucial for maintaining strong bones throughout your life. While dairy products are often promoted for bone health, green leafy vegetables might actually be superior. They provide calcium in a highly absorbable form, along with vitamin K, which is essential for proper calcium utilization in your bones. Vitamin K activates proteins that bind calcium into your bone matrix, making your bones dense and strong. Without adequate vitamin K, calcium can't be properly incorporated into bones, regardless of how much calcium you consume. Greens also provide magnesium and other minerals that work synergistically with calcium to build bone density. Studies show that people who consume the most vitamin K from greens have significantly lower rates of hip fractures and better bone density as they age. Eye health and vision are yet another area where greens provide remarkable protection. Your eyes are constantly under assault from light, especially blue light from screens and ultraviolet light from the sun. This light generates free radicals that can damage the delicate structures of your eyes, leading to conditions like macular degeneration and cataracts as you age. Greens contain high concentrations of lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that accumulate in the retina and lens of your eyes, acting like natural sunglasses. They filter harmful blue light and neutralize free radicals before they can cause damage. Research shows that people who consume the most lutein and zeaxanthin from leafy greens have up to 40% lower risk of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in older adults. So which varieties of greens should you consume? The beautiful answer is all of them. Different greens offer slightly different nutrient profiles, so variety is ideal. Here are the best varieties to include in your regular rotation. Spinach is perhaps the most versatile, mild in flavor, and packed with iron, folate, and antioxidants. Kale has become famous in recent years for good reason. It's extraordinarily nutrient-dense with high levels of vitamins A, C, and K. Collard greens are rich in calcium and have a hearty texture that holds up well in cooking. Swiss chard offers beautiful colored stems along with nutrients and a slightly earthy flavor. Mustard greens provide a peppery kick along with glucosinolates for cancer protection. Arugula offers a sophisticated peppery taste with excellent nitrate content for heart health. Bok choy and other Asian greens provide variety and unique phytonutrients. Romaine lettuce, while milder, still offers valuable nutrients and makes a good salad base. Dandelion greens, often considered weeds, are actually among the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat. Even beet greens and turnip greens, often discarded, are nutritional powerhouses worth consuming. The Buddhist approach to eating vegetables involved mindful eating practices that enhanced both the nutritional and spiritual benefits. Monks didn't just consume greens mechanically, they approached eating as a form of meditation. They would observe the color, texture, and smell of the food, chew slowly and thoroughly, and maintain awareness of the nourishment entering their bodies. This mindful approach has practical benefits beyond spirituality. Chewing greens thoroughly breaks down cell walls, releasing more nutrients and making them easier to digest. It also stimulates enzyme production and signals your body to prepare for nutrient absorption. Eating slowly allows you to notice when you're satisfied, preventing overeating. The act of bringing full attention to your food enhances satisfaction and reduces the tendency to seek additional food for emotional comfort. Before eating, monks would often pause to reflect with gratitude on the plants that gave their life force to provide nourishment, the sun that powered their growth, the soil that sustained them, and the people who cultivated and prepared them. This practice of gratitude shifts your entire relationship with food from mere consumption to sacred nourishment. Let's discuss simple daily incorporation methods, because knowing greens are healthy means nothing if you don't actually eat them. The key is making greens so convenient and delicious that eating them becomes effortless. Here are practical methods used in Buddhist monasteries and adapted for modern life. The simplest method is the daily green smoothie. Blend a couple handfuls of spinach or other mild greens with fruit, a banana for creaminess, and liquid of your choice. The fruit masks the green flavor while you receive full nutritional benefits. Buddhist monks didn't have blenders, but they understood the principle of combining greens with sweet fruits for palatability. Sorted greens are quick and delicious. Heat a bit of oil in a pan, add garlic or ginger, throw in your greens, saute for just a few minutes until wilted, and season simply with salt and lemon juice. This takes 5 minutes but transforms greens into a delicious side dish. Add raw greens to everything. Throw spinach or arugula into soups just before serving. Mix greens into grain bowls, pasta dishes, or scrambled eggs. Layer them in sandwiches. The more seamlessly greens integrate into your existing meals, the more you'll consume without effort. Make salads interesting by varying your ingredients. Don't just eat boring lettuce salads. Use kale or spinach as your base. Add colorful vegetables, nuts or seeds for crunch, and a flavorful dressing. A well-made salad is satisfying and delicious, not a punishment. Keep pre-washed greens readily available. When greens are convenient, you'll eat more of them. Wash and prep greens when you bring them home, or buy pre-washed varieties. Remove barriers between you and nourishment. The Buddhist approach emphasized eating greens at every meal. This might seem excessive, but it's actually the secret to receiving their full benefits. Your body constantly needs the nutrients greens provide, and regular intake maintains steady levels rather than peaks and valleys. Aim for at least 3 servings of greens daily, with each serving being about 1 to 2 cups raw, or half a cup cooked. If you're watching this and realizing you rarely eat greens, don't be discouraged. Start small. Add greens to 1 meal daily this week. Next week, add them to 2 meals. Gradually build the habit until greens are as automatic as any other part of your meal. Your body will begin craving them once it experiences how good they make you feel. Take a moment right now to comment below and let us know where you're watching this video from, and share one way you plan to add more greens to your diet. When you share your intentions, you're more likely to follow through, and you might inspire someone else in our community. Green leafy vegetables are nature's multivitamin, offering concentrated nutrition that no supplement can truly replicate. The Buddhist monks understood that these humble leaves contained the essence of health itself. Modern science has confirmed their wisdom with overwhelming evidence. When you eat greens daily, you're not just preventing disease, you're actively building vibrant health, one leaf at a time. Let's continue our journey to discover the 5th powerful healing food. Food number 5, nuts and seeds, concentrated life force. Our 5th healing food carries profound symbolism in Buddhist philosophy: nuts and seeds. These tiny packages of nutrition represent something far greater than their small size suggests. In Buddhist teachings, a seed symbolizes potential, the complete blueprint for an entire plant compressed into a small vessel, waiting for the right conditions to flourish. When you consume nuts and seeds, you're taking in this concentrated life force, this distilled essence of growth and vitality. Buddhist monks would often use seeds in their teachings as metaphors for enlightenment. Just as a tiny seed contains everything needed to become a magnificent tree, they taught that each person contains within them the seed of awakening. But beyond the metaphor, monks recognized the practical nutritional power of nuts and seeds. In monasteries across Asia, nuts and seeds were treasured foods, carefully stored and consumed daily. Traveling monks would carry pouches of nuts and seeds, knowing these compact foods provided sustained energy and complete nutrition during long journeys. The reverence for seeds extended to how they were consumed. Monks would often take time to crack nuts themselves, seeing the act as a form of meditation. They would chew each seed thoroughly, extracting every bit of nutrition and flavor. This wasn't just about eating, it was about honoring the life force contained in each small package. Let's explore the nutritional density that makes nuts and seeds so extraordinary. Imagine trying to compress all the nutrients needed to grow an entire plant into something the size of your thumbnail. That's exactly what nature has done with seeds. Ounce for ounce, nuts and seeds are among the most nutrient-dense foods on Earth. They contain healthy fats, complete proteins, essential minerals, vitamins, antioxidants and fiber, all in optimal ratios. The fats in nuts and seeds are primarily monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, the heart-healthy fats your body needs for countless functions. These fats are essential because your body cannot manufacture them. You must obtain them from food. They're crucial for brain function, hormone production, nutrient absorption, and cellular health. Unlike the harmful trans fats in processed foods, the fats in nuts and seeds heal and nourish every cell in your body. The protein in nuts and seeds is complete, containing all the essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair tissues. This makes them particularly valuable for those following plant-based diets, though everyone benefits from their high-quality protein. The minerals are equally impressive: magnesium for muscle and nerve function, zinc for immune health, selenium for thyroid function, iron for blood health, and calcium for bone strength. Now let's examine the specific healing benefits, starting with brain function and memory. Your brain is the most metabolically active organ in your body, requiring constant nourishment with the right nutrients. Nuts and seeds provide exactly what your brain needs to function optimally. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, which your brain uses to build and maintain cell membranes. Walnuts deserve special mention here. Their wrinkled appearance actually resembles a human brain, and remarkably, they're among the best foods for brain health. Studies have shown that regular walnut consumption improves cognitive function, enhances memory, and may even slow age-related cognitive decline. The omega-3s in walnuts reduce inflammation in the brain, protect neurons from damage, and support the growth of new brain cells. Research has demonstrated that people who consume nuts regularly score higher on cognitive tests and have better memory retention as they age. In one study, older adults who ate walnuts daily showed significant improvements in memory and processing speed within just 8 weeks. The antioxidants in nuts and seeds, particularly vitamin E, protect brain cells from oxidative stress, one of the main drivers of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. Buddhist monks who spent hours in deep concentration and meditation understood intuitively that nuts and seeds supported mental clarity. They would often consume a small handful of nuts before long meditation sessions, finding that this prevented mental fog and maintained sharp focus. Heart health and cholesterol management represent another area where nuts and seeds demonstrate remarkable healing power. Despite being high in fat and calories, nuts and seeds are strongly associated with reduced heart disease risk. This confused researchers initially, but the evidence is now overwhelming and clear. People who eat nuts regularly have significantly lower rates of heart attacks and cardiovascular death. How do nuts and seeds protect your heart? They work through multiple mechanisms simultaneously. The healthy fats in nuts help reduce harmful LDL cholesterol while maintaining or even increasing beneficial HDL cholesterol. This improves your overall cholesterol profile in ways that directly reduce heart disease risk. The magnesium in nuts helps regulate blood pressure and heart rhythm. The L-arginine in nuts helps produce nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow. One groundbreaking study followed over 200,000 people for decades and found that those who ate nuts 5 or more times per week had a 29% lower risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who rarely ate nuts. Even eating nuts just once or twice weekly showed significant protective effects. The Mediterranean diet, consistently ranked as one of the healthiest eating patterns, features nuts and seeds as a cornerstone. Almonds have been particularly well studied for heart health. Just a small handful of almonds daily can lower LDL cholesterol by up to 5%, while improving the health of blood vessel linings. This might not sound dramatic, but sustained over years, this translates to significantly reduced heart attack and stroke risk. Hormone balance is a benefit of nuts and seeds that often goes unrecognized but is profoundly important. Your hormones regulate virtually every system in your body, from metabolism and energy to mood and sleep. When hormones are imbalanced, you feel it everywhere. Nuts and seeds provide the raw materials your body needs to produce hormones properly. The healthy fats in nuts and seeds are essential for hormone production. Cholesterol, often demonized, is actually the building block for many hormones, including testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol. The high-quality fats in nuts provide what your body needs without the harmful effects of saturated fats from animal sources. Seeds like flax and chia contain compounds called lignans that help balance estrogen levels. For women going through menopause or dealing with estrogen-dominant conditions, regular consumption of ground flax seeds can significantly reduce symptoms and restore balance. The zinc in pumpkin seeds supports testosterone production and reproductive health in both men and women. Many people struggling with thyroid issues, adrenal fatigue, or hormonal imbalances have found that adding nuts and seeds to their daily diet helps stabilize their hormones naturally, often allowing them to reduce or eliminate hormone medications under their doctor's supervision. The anti-aging properties of nuts and seeds are truly remarkable. Aging is fundamentally a process of cellular damage accumulation and declining cellular function. Nuts and seeds combat aging through multiple pathways. They're loaded with antioxidants, including vitamin E, selenium, and polyphenols that neutralize free radicals before they can damage your DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. Studies on the telomeres, the protective caps on the ends of your chromosomes that shorten as you age, have shown that people who consume nuts regularly have longer telomeres. Longer telomeres are associated with longer lifespan and better health in old age. In one study, women who ate nuts 5 or more times per week had telomeres equivalent to being 1.5 years younger biologically. The anti-inflammatory effects of nuts and seeds also slow aging. Chronic inflammation accelerates aging and contributes to age-related diseases. The omega-3 fats and other compounds in nuts reduce inflammatory markers throughout the body, keeping you younger at the cellular level. Let's discuss the best nuts and seeds for healing, starting with almonds. Almonds are nutritional powerhouses, rich in vitamin E, magnesium, fiber, and healthy fats. They're particularly beneficial for heart health and blood sugar control. Studies show that eating almonds with meals helps prevent blood sugar spikes and improves insulin sensitivity. Walnuts, as mentioned, are exceptional for brain health due to their high omega-3 content. They're also unique among nuts in containing significant amounts of an omega-3 called alpha-linolenic acid. Regular walnut consumption has been linked to reduced cancer risk, particularly breast and prostate cancers. Flax seeds are tiny but mighty, containing more omega-3 fats per ounce than any other plant food. They're exceptional for hormone balance, digestive health due to their high fiber content, and cardiovascular protection. Flax seeds must be ground to release their nutrients. Whole flax seeds pass through your digestive system intact. Chia seeds have become famous recently, but they've been valued for centuries. These tiny seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, forming a gel that slows digestion and provides sustained energy. They're rich in omega-3s, fiber, protein, and minerals. Buddhist monks would mix chia seeds with water for a drink that sustained them through long periods of physical exertion. Other valuable options include pumpkin seeds for prostate health and zinc, sunflower seeds for vitamin E and selenium, hemp seeds for complete protein and ideal omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, Brazil nuts for selenium, and cashews for magnesium and copper. Buddhist portion wisdom offers important guidance here. While nuts and seeds are incredibly healthy, they're also calorie-dense. The monks understood that even beneficial foods should be consumed in appropriate amounts. The ideal serving is about 1 ounce, which equals roughly a small handful, or about 23 almonds, 14 walnut halves, or 2 tablespoons of seeds. This small serving provides tremendous nutritional benefit without excess calories. The key is consistency rather than quantity. Eating a small amount daily is far more beneficial than eating large amounts occasionally. Your body can better utilize a steady supply of nutrients rather than feast and famine patterns. Preparation and soaking techniques can significantly enhance the nutritional value and digestibility of nuts and seeds. Buddhist monks discovered through careful observation that soaking nuts and seeds before consuming them made them easier to digest and seemed to increase their nourishing effects. Modern science has confirmed this traditional wisdom. Nuts and seeds contain natural compounds called phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors. These serve protective functions for the seed, preventing premature germination, but they can interfere with nutrient absorption and digestion when we eat them. Soaking nuts and seeds in water neutralizes these compounds, making the nutrients more bioavailable and the nuts easier to digest. Here's how to properly soak nuts and seeds. Place them in a bowl and cover with water by about 1 inch. Add a pinch of salt, which helps neutralize enzyme inhibitors. Let them soak for the recommended time. Almonds and walnuts need 8 to 12 hours. Cashews need 2 to 4 hours. Pumpkin and sunflower seeds need 4 to 6 hours. And chia and flax seeds need just 15 to 20 minutes. After soaking, drain and rinse the nuts or seeds. You can eat them immediately while still moist, or you can dry them in a low-temperature oven or dehydrator to restore crunchiness. Many people find soaked nuts have a creamier, more pleasant texture than raw nuts. For daily serving recommendations, aim for 1 ounce of nuts or seeds daily, or a combination totaling 1 ounce. You might eat a handful of almonds as a mid-morning snack, sprinkle ground flax seeds on your breakfast, and add walnuts to your salad at lunch. Variety is beneficial, as different nuts and seeds offer different nutrient profiles. Consider rotating your choices throughout the week. Monday might be almonds, Tuesday walnuts, Wednesday a mix of seeds, Thursday cashews, and so on. This ensures you receive the full spectrum of nutrients that nuts and seeds provide. The concentrated life force in nuts and seeds offers your body everything it needs to repair, rebuild, and thrive. When you consume these foods, you're taking in nature's perfect packages of nutrition, created over millions of years of evolution to support life. Buddhist teachings remind us that great things often come in small packages, and nuts and seeds embody this wisdom perfectly. These tiny foods carry within them the potential for transformation, not just for plants, but for your health and vitality. Honor them, prepare them mindfully, and let them nourish you completely. Now let's explore our 6th and final healing food, one that connects directly to your gut health and, remarkably, to your mental and emotional well-being. Food number 6, fermented foods, the gut-brain connection. We arrive now at our 6th and final healing food, one that ancient Buddhist cultures understood to be essential for health, but whose true importance modern science is only now beginning to fully appreciate: fermented foods. These living foods represent the marriage of human wisdom and microbial alchemy, transforming simple vegetables and grains into powerful healing agents. Fermentation is one of humanity's oldest food preservation techniques, predating written history. In Buddhist cultures across Asia, fermentation wasn't just practical, it was considered a sacred process. The transformation of ordinary vegetables into complex, flavorful, health-promoting foods was seen as a form of alchemy, where invisible forces worked to create something greater than the sum of its parts. Monasteries throughout Tibet, Korea, Japan, and Southeast Asia developed their own fermentation traditions, each with unique techniques and recipes passed down through generations. Buddhist monks observed that consuming fermented foods daily kept them healthy, improved their digestion, strengthened their resilience against disease, and even seemed to enhance mental clarity and emotional stability. They couldn't see the beneficial bacteria performing this magic, but they witnessed the results and honored the process with reverence and care. The preparation of fermented foods was often treated as a meditative practice. Monks would wash and prepare vegetables with mindfulness, mix ingredients with intention, and tend to fermenting crocks with the same care they gave to meditation gardens. They understood that patience was essential, that rushing the fermentation process yielded inferior results, and that the best flavors and benefits came from allowing natural processes to unfold in their own time. Now let's explore what makes fermented foods so powerful: probiotics and the microbiome revolution. Inside your digestive system lives an entire ecosystem of microorganisms, collectively called your gut microbiome. This community consists of trillions of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microbes, weighing approximately 3 pounds, about the same as your brain. In fact, you have more microbial cells in and on your body than you have human cells. For decades, modern medicine viewed bacteria primarily as enemies to be destroyed with antibiotics. But we now understand that most bacteria are beneficial, even essential for health. Your gut microbiome performs functions you cannot perform yourself. These microbes digest fiber and produce vitamins your body needs. They train and regulate your immune system. They protect against harmful pathogens. They influence your mood, mental health, and even your behavior through the gut-brain connection. When your microbiome is balanced and diverse, with plenty of beneficial bacteria, you experience good health. When it becomes imbalanced, a condition called dysbiosis, you become vulnerable to a wide range of diseases. Fermented foods contain beneficial bacteria, living microorganisms that, when consumed, colonize your gut and restore microbial balance. The specific bacteria in fermented foods, including lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, and many others, are called probiotics, meaning for life. These beneficial bacteria survive the journey through your stomach acid and arrive in your intestines, where they take up residence, multiplying and contributing to your microbiome's health and diversity. Let's examine the diseases and conditions linked to gut health, starting with digestive disorders. Problems like irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, chronic constipation, diarrhea, bloating, and acid reflux all connect to imbalances in the gut microbiome. When beneficial bacteria are depleted and harmful bacteria overgrow, your digestive system cannot function properly. Fermented foods directly address this imbalance. The probiotics they contain compete with harmful bacteria for resources and space, produce substances that inhibit harmful microbes, and restore the balance that allows proper digestion. People suffering from IBS who begin consuming fermented foods daily often experience dramatic symptom reduction. Bloating decreases, bowel movements normalize, and the constant discomfort that characterized their lives begins to fade. One remarkable study found that people with IBS who consumed fermented foods daily experienced a 50% reduction in symptoms within just 4 weeks. The healing came not from medications suppressing symptoms, but from restoring the natural balance that allows the digestive system to function as designed. The connection between gut health and mental health conditions is one of the most exciting discoveries in modern medicine, though Buddhist teachings have long suggested this link. Your gut and brain are in constant communication through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. The bacteria in your gut produce neurotransmitters, including serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, the same chemicals that regulate your mood, anxiety levels, and mental state. In fact, about 90% of your body's serotonin, often called the happiness hormone, is produced not in your brain, but in your gut by bacteria. When your gut microbiome is imbalanced, your production of these mood-regulating chemicals becomes disrupted, contributing to depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Research has shown that people suffering from depression and anxiety often have distinctly different gut bacteria compared to mentally healthy individuals. More remarkably, studies where people consumed probiotic-rich fermented foods or supplements have shown measurable improvements in mood, reduced anxiety, and decreased depression symptoms. One groundbreaking study had people with major depression consume a probiotic supplement daily. After 8 weeks, their depression scores had improved significantly, with some participants experiencing complete remission of symptoms. The bacteria were literally changing their brain chemistry and emotional state. Buddhist monks who consumed fermented foods daily often spoke of emotional equilibrium and mental clarity. They described feeling more centered, less reactive to stress, and better able to maintain the calm awareness necessary for deep meditation. Modern science now explains why. The fermented foods were nurturing the bacteria that produce the neurotransmitters supporting mental and emotional balance. Autoimmune diseases represent another critical area where gut health plays a central role. In autoimmune conditions, your immune system mistakenly attacks your own tissues, causing diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and many others. Research increasingly shows that autoimmune diseases often begin with intestinal permeability, commonly called leaky gut. When your gut lining becomes damaged due to poor diet, stress, medications, or microbial imbalance, it develops tiny gaps that allow undigested food particles, toxins, and bacteria to leak into your bloodstream. Your immune system encounters these foreign substances and mounts an attack. In some people, this triggers an autoimmune response where the immune system begins attacking the body itself. Fermented foods help prevent and heal leaky gut by restoring the beneficial bacteria that maintain the integrity of your intestinal lining. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that nourish the cells lining your gut, keeping them healthy and tightly joined together. They also regulate immune function, teaching your immune system to distinguish between real threats and harmless substances. Many people with autoimmune conditions have found that adding fermented foods to their daily diet helps reduce inflammation, decrease symptom severity, and sometimes even achieve remission. While fermented foods alone don't cure autoimmune diseases, they address one of the root causes and support the body's natural healing processes. Your immune system's overall strength and function depend heavily on gut health. Approximately 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in your gut, concentrated in tissue called gut-associated lymphoid tissue. The bacteria in your gut constantly communicate with and train your immune cells, teaching them how to respond appropriately to threats. When your gut microbiome is healthy and diverse, your immune system functions optimally, protecting you from infections while avoiding overreactions like allergies and autoimmunity. When your microbiome is depleted or imbalanced, your immune function suffers. You become more susceptible to colds, flu, and infections, while also being more prone to allergies and inflammation. Studies have shown that people who consume fermented foods regularly have stronger immune responses to vaccines, recover faster from illnesses, and experience fewer sick days. The beneficial bacteria stimulate immune cell production, enhance antibody responses, and help maintain the delicate balance between adequate protection and harmful overreaction. Let's explore the traditional Buddhist fermented foods that have sustained communities for centuries. In Tibet, monks fermented turnips and radishes to preserve them through harsh winters. The resulting pickles were tangy, crisp, and provided essential nutrition when fresh vegetables were unavailable. In Korea, Buddhist temple cuisine features kimchi, though temple versions typically omit the fish sauce and strong spices used in secular preparations, focusing instead on the pure fermented vegetable flavors. Japanese Buddhist monasteries developed miso, a fermented paste made from soybeans, salt, and koji, a beneficial fungus. Miso became a cornerstone of temple cuisine, providing deep umami flavor, complete protein, and abundant beneficial bacteria. Monks would begin each day with miso soup, believing it cleansed and prepared the digestive system for the day ahead. In Southeast Asian Buddhist communities, fermented rice preparations and pickled vegetables accompanied meals daily. These weren't seen as condiments but as essential components of a complete health-promoting diet. The diversity of fermentation traditions across Buddhist cultures demonstrates a universal recognition of fermented foods' importance. Making simple fermented vegetables at home is easier than you might imagine and connects you to this ancient tradition. Let me guide you through a basic fermentation that you can start today. You'll need fresh vegetables, salt, water, and a clean jar. The process harnesses beneficial bacteria that naturally exist on vegetable surfaces, allowing them to multiply and transform the vegetables. Here's a simple method for fermenting vegetables. Choose your vegetables: cabbage, carrots, radishes, cucumbers, or any combination you enjoy. Wash and chop them into bite-sized pieces. For every pound of vegetables, you'll need about 1 tablespoon of high-quality salt. Massage the salt into the vegetables, which draws out moisture and creates the brine that preserves them. Pack the vegetables tightly into a clean glass jar, pressing down to release more liquid. The vegetables should be submerged under their own juice. If needed, dissolve additional salt in water, about 1 tablespoon per cup, and add enough to cover the vegetables completely. Leave about an inch of space at the top of the jar. Cover the jar with a lid loosely, allowing gases to escape but keeping out contaminants. Place the jar at room temperature, away from direct sunlight. Now comes the practice of patience. Check the jar daily, pressing the vegetables down to keep them submerged. Taste them after 3 days. They should become increasingly tangy as beneficial bacteria produce lactic acid. After about 5 to 7 days at room temperature, the vegetables will be pleasantly sour and fully fermented. At this point, seal the jar tightly and transfer it to the refrigerator, which slows fermentation and preserves the vegetables. They'll continue to develop flavor and can be stored for months. This simple process creates living food teeming with beneficial bacteria, enzymes, vitamins, and transformative compounds that support your health in countless ways. For daily consumption and optimal health, aim to include fermented foods with at least 1 meal daily. A serving can be small, just a few tablespoons of fermented vegetables or a cup of miso soup. The key is consistency rather than quantity. Your gut bacteria respond to regular nourishment with beneficial microbes, establishing stable, healthy populations that support all aspects of your health. Many people start their day with fermented foods, following the Buddhist tradition of beginning with something that prepares the digestive system. Others include fermented vegetables with lunch or dinner. Find what works for your schedule and preferences, but make it a daily practice. The second brain theory, from a Buddhist perspective, offers profound insights into why gut health affects so much more than digestion. Buddhist teachings have long recognized the belly as a center of vital energy and intuition. The concept of gut feeling isn't metaphorical but literal. Your gut contains an extensive nervous system, sometimes called the enteric nervous system, with over 500 million neurons, more than your spinal cord. This second brain operates semi-independently, controlling digestion but also communicating constantly with your brain through the vagus nerve and chemical messengers. The bacteria in your gut influence this second brain, affecting signals sent to your head brain and thus influencing thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Buddhist practitioners have long cultivated awareness of their belly, recognizing it as a seat of wisdom distinct from but connected to the mind. When you nourish your gut with fermented foods, you're caring for this second brain, supporting not just physical health but mental clarity, emotional stability, and even spiritual awareness. If you found value in learning about these 6 powerful healing foods, please take a moment to share this video with someone who needs this information. Your family member struggling with chronic health issues, your friend dealing with digestive problems. Anyone you care about could benefit from this ancient wisdom. Sharing knowledge is sharing health, and you might just change someone's life. Fermented foods represent the culmination of our journey through these 6 healing foods because they demonstrate a fundamental principle of Buddhist wisdom, that health emerges from balance, from nurturing the unseen forces that support life, and from working in harmony with nature rather than against it. The bacteria transforming vegetables in a jar mirror the constant transformation happening within your body. By consuming fermented foods, you participate in the great cycle of life, death, and renewal that sustains all existence. You become a living ecosystem, a walking community of trillions of organisms working together to create health and vitality. Now that we've explored all 6 healing foods, let's bring everything together and understand how to integrate this wisdom into your daily life for maximum healing and transformation. The synergy effect, combining these 6 foods. Now that we've explored each of these 6 powerful healing foods individually, let's discuss something truly transformative. What happens when you combine them all together? This is where the real magic occurs, where ancient Buddhist wisdom reveals its deepest secrets about health and healing. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This principle, understood by Buddhist healers for millennia, is now being confirmed by modern nutritional science. When you eat these 6 foods together as part of your daily routine, they don't just add to each other's benefits, they multiply them. This is called the synergy effect, where different healing compounds work together in ways that amplify their individual powers. Think of it like an orchestra. Each instrument playing alone is beautiful, but when all instruments play together in harmony, they create something magnificent that transcends any single contribution. Your body responds to these foods in similar ways. The anti-inflammatory compounds in turmeric work better when combined with the healthy fats from nuts. The probiotics in fermented foods enhance your absorption of minerals from greens. The allicin in garlic becomes more bioavailable when consumed with the vitamin C from vegetables. Buddhist wisdom has always emphasized balance and harmony as the foundation of health. The concept of the middle way teaches that extremes in any direction lead to suffering, while balance brings peace and well-being. This applies profoundly to nutrition. Rather than focusing obsessively on one superfood or eliminating entire food groups, Buddhist dietary philosophy emphasizes eating a wide variety of whole, natural foods in appropriate amounts. These 6 foods together represent perfect nutritional balance. You have pungent healing roots in garlic and ginger, anti-inflammatory spices in turmeric, nutrient-dense greens, concentrated nutrition from nuts and seeds, and living probiotics from fermented foods. Together, they provide everything your body needs: complete proteins, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, all essential vitamins and minerals, beneficial bacteria, and thousands of healing phytonutrients. When Buddhist monks planned their daily meals, they ensured this balance was present. Every meal would include elements from different categories: something pungent for digestion, something green for vitality, something fermented for gut health, and so on. They understood intuitively what science now proves, that dietary diversity is one of the strongest predictors of health and longevity. Let's create your daily healing routine, a practical framework for incorporating all 6 foods every single day. This doesn't require complicated meal planning or hours in the kitchen. With simple strategies, you can ensure you're receiving the full spectrum of healing benefits. Start your morning with intention. Upon waking, prepare your garlic. Crush 1 or 2 cloves. Let them sit for 10 minutes while you do your morning routine. Then consume them with a bit of raw honey or olive oil. Follow this with a glass of warm lemon water containing a pinch of turmeric and black pepper, plus freshly grated ginger. This morning ritual takes less than 15 minutes, but sets a powerful healing foundation for your entire day. For breakfast, create a nutrient-dense smoothie or meal incorporating greens and seeds. Blend spinach or kale with fruit. Add a tablespoon of ground flax seeds or chia seeds, and perhaps some almond butter, or prepare oatmeal topped with walnuts and fresh berries. Include a small serving of fermented vegetables on the side, just a few tablespoons to introduce beneficial bacteria. Lunch should feature abundant greens as the centerpiece. Create a large salad with mixed greens. Add a variety of colorful vegetables, top with nuts or seeds for crunch and healthy fats, and dress with olive oil and lemon juice. Include fermented vegetables as a side. If you prefer cooked foods, prepare a vegetable stir-fry with plenty of greens, adding fresh ginger and garlic at the end of cooking. Dinner continues the pattern: greens, healthy fats from nuts or seeds, fermented foods, and healing spices. A bowl of miso soup with vegetables, a grain bowl topped with sautéed greens and tahini, or vegetable curry rich with turmeric and ginger all work beautifully. End your day with golden milk, that warming beverage combining turmeric, ginger, black pepper, and healthy fats. Here's a sample daily meal plan that incorporates all 6 healing foods seamlessly. Morning: crushed raw garlic with honey, followed by ginger turmeric tea. Breakfast smoothie with spinach, banana, ground flax seeds, almond butter, and plant milk. Small serving of fermented vegetables. Midday: large mixed green salad with arugula, kale, and spinach, topped with walnuts, dressed with olive oil and lemon, side of kimchi or sauerkraut, ginger tea, evening, miso soup with greens and fermented vegetables. Stir-fried vegetables heavily featuring greens, finished with fresh garlic and grated ginger, small handful of almonds, golden milk before bed. This meal plan ensures you're consuming all 6 foods daily while keeping preparation simple and enjoyable. Time-based consumption matters because your body's receptivity to different nutrients changes throughout the day. Buddhist wisdom recognized optimal timing for different foods, and modern chronobiology supports these ancient observations. Garlic is most effective on an empty stomach in the morning when your body can fully process its healing compounds. Greens provide energy and are perfect for earlier in the day. Fermented foods can be consumed anytime but are particularly beneficial with meals to aid digestion. Golden milk in the evening supports relaxation and overnight healing. Now let me introduce you to the 21-day transformation challenge. Buddhist tradition recognizes that meaningful change requires commitment and time. 21 days is long enough to establish new habits, experience tangible results, and transform your relationship with food and health. Here's your challenge. For the next 21 days, commit to consuming all 6 healing foods every single day. No exceptions, no excuses. Plan your meals, shop for ingredients, and prioritize this commitment above convenience or old habits. Track your experience in a journal, noting energy levels, digestion, mood, sleep quality, pain levels, and any other changes you observe. Most people report noticeable improvements within the first week. By week 2, the changes become undeniable. By the end of 21 days, these foods and practices often become so integrated into your life that you can't imagine eating any other way. The transformation isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and even spiritual. During this challenge, approach your meals with mindfulness and gratitude. Remember that you're not just eating food, you're participating in an ancient healing tradition that has served humanity for thousands of years. Each meal becomes an act of self-care, a statement that you value your health and well-being enough to nourish yourself properly. The synergy of these 6 foods working together in your body creates a cascade of healing effects. Inflammation decreases throughout your system. Your gut microbiome flourishes with beneficial bacteria. Your cells receive optimal nutrition for repair and regeneration. Your brain produces balanced neurotransmitters supporting stable mood and clear thinking. Your immune system strengthens its defenses. Your cardiovascular system functions more efficiently. This isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Some days you might consume more of certain foods and less of others. That's perfectly fine. The goal is overall pattern and balance rather than rigid adherence to exact amounts. Listen to your body, adjust as needed, and trust the process. Buddhist teachings remind us that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey to vibrant health begins with a single meal, a single day of choosing these healing foods over processed alternatives. Each choice compounds, building momentum until the transformed life you desire becomes your natural reality. The 6 foods we've explored aren't exotic or expensive. They're simple, accessible, whole foods that humans have eaten for thousands of years. Their power lies not in being special or rare, but in being exactly what your body was designed to thrive on. When you return to eating the way your ancestors ate, your body remembers and responds with gratitude, expressing that gratitude through improved health, increased energy, and enhanced well-being. As you embrace these foods and this way of eating, remember that you're not alone. You're joining countless others throughout history and around the world who have discovered these same truths and experienced similar transformations. You're connecting to an unbroken chain of wisdom stretching back thousands of years, and you're ensuring that this wisdom continues into the future. Now let's explore the final piece of this healing puzzle, the practice that transforms good food into powerful medicine, mindful eating, the missing ingredient. We've discussed what to eat, but now we must address something equally important: how to eat. This is the missing ingredient in most nutritional advice, the element that can multiply the healing power of food many times over. Buddhist wisdom teaches that mindful eating isn't just a pleasant practice, it's essential for receiving the full benefits of the food you consume. Buddhist eating meditation practices have been refined over thousands of years in monasteries around the world, When monks gather for meals, you won't hear casual conversation or see distracted scrolling on phones. Instead, you witness something rare in our modern world: complete presence and attention devoted to the act of eating. This isn't about rigid rules or religious ritual. It's about recognizing eating as a sacred act deserving of your full awareness. The practice begins before the first bite. Monks take time to observe the food before them, noting colors, textures, and aromas. They reflect on the journey this food took to reach their plate: the seeds planted, the sun and rain that nourished growth, the soil that provided minerals, the farmers who cultivated and harvested, the hands that prepared the meal. This contemplation naturally evokes gratitude, transforming eating from mechanical consumption into conscious nourishment. How does mindfulness multiply food's healing power? The answer lies in how your body processes food. Digestion doesn't begin in your stomach, it begins in your mind. When you see and smell food, when you think about eating, your body initiates a cascade of preparatory responses called the cephalic phase of digestion. Your mouth produces saliva rich in digestive enzymes. Your stomach releases acid. Your pancreas prepares to secrete digestive enzymes. Your intestines ready themselves to absorb nutrients. When you eat while distracted, stressed, or rushed, this preparatory phase is incomplete or absent. Your body isn't ready to receive food, resulting in poor digestion, reduced nutrient absorption, and increased digestive discomfort. The same food that would nourish you deeply when eaten mindfully provides diminished benefits when consumed unconsciously. Research has demonstrated this dramatically. Studies show that people absorb significantly more nutrients from the same meal when they eat slowly and mindfully compared to eating quickly while distracted. The minerals, vitamins, and beneficial compounds in your food only help you if your body can extract and absorb them. Mindful eating optimizes this absorption. Chewing is perhaps the most underappreciated aspect of healthy eating. Buddhist teachings emphasize thorough chewing, with some traditions recommending 30 to 50 chews per bite. This might seem excessive, but the benefits are profound. Chewing breaks food into smaller particles, vastly increasing the surface area available for digestive enzymes to work on. It mixes food thoroughly with saliva, which contains enzymes that begin carbohydrate digestion and antimicrobial compounds that protect against harmful bacteria. Thorough chewing also signals your brain and body that food is coming, allowing time for the full digestive cascade to prepare. It slows your eating pace, giving your satiety signals time to reach your brain before you overeat. People who chew thoroughly naturally eat less while feeling more satisfied. One reason why mindful eating supports healthy weight without any sense of deprivation. Beyond the physical benefits, chewing thoroughly allows you to fully experience the flavors, textures, and nuances of your food. A walnut chewed 30 times reveals layers of flavor that you miss when barely chewed. Greens release their sweetness and complex tastes when chewed properly. This enhanced sensory experience makes healthy food genuinely enjoyable rather than something you force yourself to eat. Gratitude transforms the entire eating experience. Buddhist practice emphasizes gratitude not as a polite formality but as a recognition of reality. Every meal represents an extraordinary convergence of elements: the sun's energy captured by plants, the earth's minerals drawn up through roots, the water cycle delivering hydration, the air providing gases for photosynthesis, the countless living beings whose activity created the soil, and the human effort in cultivation and preparation. When you pause to acknowledge these facts with genuine gratitude, something shifts. You recognize that eating isn't a solitary act but participation in the vast web of interconnection that sustains all life. This awareness naturally encourages better food choices and more respectful consumption. It's harder to waste food or eat compulsively when you're truly aware of what a gift each meal represents. Awareness during eating means bringing your full attention to the present moment experience. Notice the visual appearance of food on your plate. Observe the colors, arrangements, and proportions. As you bring food to your mouth, notice the movement of your hand and arm. Feel the texture of food against your lips. As you chew, pay attention to changing textures and evolving flavors. Notice the impulse to swallow and the sensation of swallowing. Observe your body's response to the food. This might sound simple, but it's remarkably challenging in practice because our minds constantly wander. You might start eating mindfully, but within minutes find yourself lost in thought about work, relationships, or plans. This is normal. The practice isn't about perfect concentration, but about repeatedly returning your attention to the present experience of eating. Eating with intention versus distraction represents a fundamental choice you make with every meal. Intention means deciding before you eat that you will give this meal your full attention, that you will nourish yourself consciously and completely. Distraction means eating while doing other things, watching screens, reading, working, or scrolling social media. Modern culture normalizes distracted eating, but this habit undermines both nutrition and satisfaction. Studies show that people who eat while watching television or using phones consume significantly more food without realizing it and report less satisfaction from their meals. They're literally eating but not experiencing eating. The food disappears, but the nourishment is incomplete. In contrast, eating with full attention leads to greater satisfaction from smaller portions and deeper nourishment from the same food. The spiritual dimension of nutrition reveals itself when you eat mindfully. Buddhist teachings view eating as a spiritual practice because it demonstrates fundamental truths about existence. Food shows you impermanence. The meal that exists now will soon be gone. It shows interconnection. This food exists only because of countless other beings and elements. It shows transformation. Food becomes you, and you become food in an endless cycle. When you eat with awareness of these truths, meals become meditation in action. You're not separate from nature consuming resources, you're nature feeding itself, life nourishing life. This perspective naturally encourages gratitude, moderation, and wise choices. It also removes the guilt, shame, and compulsion that plague so many people's relationships with food. Let me share practical exercises to eat more mindfully that you can begin implementing immediately. Start with one mindful meal per day. Choose a meal, perhaps breakfast, that you commit to eating with full attention. Sit down at a table, remove all distractions, and focus solely on eating. Practice the raisin meditation adapted for any food. Take a single bite of food. Before chewing, hold it in your mouth and notice its texture against your tongue. Begin chewing very slowly, counting 30 chews. Notice how the texture changes, how flavors emerge and evolve, how your mouth fills with liquid. Only when the food is thoroughly liquefied do you swallow. This exercise trains your attention and reveals how much you normally miss. Create a gratitude practice before meals. Pause for 30 seconds before eating and silently acknowledge 3 things you're grateful for about this meal. It might be the nourishment it provides, the people who made it possible, or simply having enough food to eat. This brief practice shifts your mental state from unconscious consumption to conscious nourishment. Set your utensil down between bites. This simple habit naturally slows your eating and creates moments of presence. Chew and swallow completely before picking up your fork or spoon again. Use these pauses to check in with your body and notice how hungry or full you're becoming. Eat in silence occasionally. Even if you normally eat with others, try having some meals in complete silence. This removes the social distraction and allows full attention on the food and your internal experience. Many people find silent eating uncomfortable at first, revealing how much they use conversation to avoid being present with themselves. These practices might feel awkward or unnatural initially. That's normal. We've been conditioned to eat quickly, unconsciously, while multitasking. Relearning how to eat with presence and awareness requires patience and repeated practice. But the rewards are immediate and profound. Food tastes better, digestion improves, satisfaction increases. The act of eating, repeated multiple times daily throughout your entire life, becomes a source of peace and joy rather than mindless routine. Buddhist wisdom teaches that how you do anything is how you do everything. When you bring mindfulness to eating, this awareness naturally extends to other areas of your life. You become more present in conversations, more aware during work, more conscious in all your activities. Mindful eating becomes a gateway to a more awakened life. The 6 healing foods we've discussed are powerful medicines, but they reach their full potential only when consumed with awareness, gratitude, and presence. The missing ingredient isn't another superfood or supplement. It's your own consciousness brought fully to the act of nourishing yourself. As we approach the conclusion of this journey through Buddhist nutritional wisdom, remember that everything we've discussed is meant to serve you, to enhance your life and health. These aren't rigid rules to follow, but time-tested principles to guide you toward the vibrant well-being that is your natural state. What to avoid? Foods that block healing. We've spent considerable time exploring the foods that heal, but wisdom also requires understanding what hinders healing. Buddhist teachings don't focus obsessively on restrictions and prohibitions, but they do recognize that certain substances obstruct your body's natural healing abilities. Just as filling a garden with weeds prevents flowers from growing, filling your body with harmful foods prevents the healing foods from working their magic. The Buddhist perspective on harmful foods emphasizes awareness rather than rigid avoidance. The approach isn't about creating fear or guilt around food, but about understanding cause and effect. When you consume certain foods, certain results follow. This isn't moral judgment, it's simply observing reality. Buddhist teachings encourage you to notice how different foods make you feel, how they affect your energy, clarity, and well-being, and then make conscious choices based on that awareness. Monks observed that certain foods clouded the mind, created sluggishness, increased inflammation, and generally interfered with both physical health and meditative practice. They didn't need modern laboratories to understand this. They paid attention to their direct experience and shared observations across generations. Processed foods represent perhaps the greatest departure from natural eating that human history has witnessed. These are foods that have been so altered, refined, and chemically modified that they bear little resemblance to anything found in nature. They're created in factories, not grown in gardens. They contain ingredients you can't pronounce, substances that didn't exist a century ago, and combinations that never occur naturally. Buddhist wisdom emphasizes eating foods as close to their natural state as possible, foods that contain the life force of living plants. Processed foods are dead foods, stripped of nutrients, fiber, and vitality, then artificially fortified with synthetic vitamins. They contain preservatives to prevent spoilage because even bacteria recognize them as non-food. When you fill your body with processed foods, you're asking it to function on empty calories, substances that provide energy but little else. It's like putting low-grade fuel in a high-performance engine. Your body struggles to extract nourishment from these pseudo-foods, and the artificial ingredients create additional work for your liver and kidneys as they attempt to detoxify and eliminate these foreign substances. The impact is profound and multifaceted. Processed foods contribute to inflammation, disrupt gut bacteria, spike blood sugar, deplete nutrient stores, and literally reprogram your taste buds to crave more processed foods. They create a vicious cycle where the more you eat them, the more you want them, while simultaneously undermining your health. Sugar deserves special attention as perhaps the most pervasive harmful substance in modern diets. The connection between sugar and inflammation is now well established by scientific research. When you consume excess sugar, particularly refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup, your body enters an inflammatory state. This inflammation isn't the helpful acute inflammation that heals injuries. It's chronic systemic inflammation that damages tissues throughout your body. Sugar feeds harmful bacteria and yeast in your gut, while starving beneficial bacteria, creating dysbiosis. It interferes with immune function, making you more susceptible to infections. It damages blood vessels, contributes to heart disease, promotes cancer cell growth, accelerates aging, and even directly affects brain function and mental health. Depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline all have links to high sugar consumption. Buddhist teachings don't demonize sweetness itself. Natural fruits contain sugar along with fiber, vitamins, and phytonutrients that balance its effects. But refined sugar, extracted and concentrated from plants, represents an extreme that creates imbalance in your body. Foods that drain life force energy are those that require more energy to digest and process than they provide, or those that contain substances that actively deplete your vitality. Heavily fried foods, excessive alcohol, artificial additives, and foods laden with pesticides and chemicals all fall into this category. After consuming these foods, you feel tired, sluggish, and depleted rather than nourished and energized. Buddhist monks pay careful attention to how food affects their energy and consciousness. They avoid foods that make meditation difficult, create mental fog, or reduce vitality. This practical observation led them to favor simple, whole foods and avoid heavy, greasy, or overly processed preparations. Here's where Buddhist wisdom offers crucial balance: the middle path. Buddhism explicitly rejects extremism in all forms, including dietary extremism. The goal isn't perfection or absolute purity. Rigid dietary rules that create stress, fear, and obsession are themselves harmful. The middle path means finding balance between pleasure and discipline, between occasional indulgence and consistent nourishment. You don't need to eliminate every processed food forever or never taste sugar again. What matters is the overall pattern. If 90% of your diet consists of the 6 healing foods we've discussed, the occasional treat or convenience food won't derail your health. In fact, the stress of trying to eat perfectly can be more harmful than the occasional imperfect food choice. Buddhist teachings emphasize being gentle with yourself, recognizing that change is a process, and meeting yourself where you are with compassion rather than harsh judgment. If you currently eat mostly processed foods, don't try to overhaul everything overnight. Such dramatic changes rarely last, and often lead to feelings of deprivation and eventual backlash. Instead, embrace gradual transition strategies that honor the middle path. Start by adding the healing foods we've discussed before worrying about eliminating anything. When you fill your plate with nutrient-dense whole foods, there's simply less room for junk food. As your body begins receiving proper nourishment, cravings for processed foods often naturally diminish. Replace one processed food at a time with a whole food alternative. Instead of sweetened yogurt, try plain yogurt with fresh fruit. Instead of chips, snack on nuts. Instead of soda, drink herbal tea or water with lemon and ginger. Each small substitution builds on the last, gradually shifting your entire dietary pattern. Notice how different foods make you feel without judgment. When you eat processed foods, pay attention to your energy levels, mood, digestion, and sleep quality over the following hours and days. When you eat whole healing foods, notice those same factors. Let your direct experience guide your choices rather than abstract rules or willpower. Prepare more meals at home using whole ingredients. You don't need fancy cooking skills. Simple preparations of whole foods are often the most nourishing. When you cook your own food, you control what goes into it, eliminating the hidden sugars, excessive salt, and chemical additives common in restaurant and packaged foods. The transformation from a processed food diet to a whole food diet centered on our 6 healing foods doesn't happen overnight, and that's perfectly fine. Every meal is a new opportunity to nourish yourself well. If you make a choice that doesn't serve your health, the next meal is a chance to choose differently. No guilt, no shame, just gentle redirection toward what serves you. Buddhist wisdom teaches that your body is a temple, a sacred vessel deserving of respect and care, but it's also temporary and imperfect, subject to change and decay regardless of how well you eat. The goal isn't immortality or perfect health, but rather supporting your body in functioning as well as it can for as long as you have it, allowing you to live fully and serve others effectively. As we move toward our conclusion, remember that everything we've discussed is an invitation, not a demand. You're free to take what serves you and leave the rest. The healing wisdom is here, waiting for you to embrace it at your own pace, in your own way. We've traveled together through ancient Buddhist wisdom and modern scientific understanding, exploring 6 powerful foods that can transform your health. Garlic, the divine protector that shields your cardiovascular system and fights disease. Turmeric, the golden healer that reduces inflammation and protects your brain. Ginger, the universal medicine that soothes digestion and relieves pain. Green leafy vegetables, nature's multivitamin packed with every nutrient your body needs. Nuts and seeds, concentrated life force, supporting your brain, heart, and hormones. And fermented foods, living nourishment that heals your gut and connects to your mental and emotional well-being. These aren't exotic superfoods that require special access or enormous expense. They're simple, humble foods that have sustained human health for thousands of years. Their power lies not in being rare, but in being exactly what your body recognizes and knows how to use for healing and vitality. The transformation that awaits you is real and profound. Within days of incorporating these foods, you'll likely notice increased energy and improved digestion. Within weeks, inflammation will decrease, mental clarity will sharpen, and chronic symptoms may begin to fade. Within months, you could experience dramatic improvements in conditions you've struggled with for years. This isn't false promise. It's the documented experience of countless people who have embraced this way of eating, and it's supported by thousands of scientific studies. But the deepest transformation goes beyond physical healing. When you nourish yourself with wisdom and intention, when you honor your body as the sacred vessel it is, when you participate consciously in the great cycle of life feeding life, something shifts in your entire relationship with yourself and the world. Food becomes medicine, meals become meditation, and eating becomes an act of self-love and reverence for life itself. You might feel overwhelmed looking at these 6 foods and wondering how to incorporate them all. Here's the secret. Start with just one. Choose the food that resonates most with you or addresses your most pressing health concern. If you struggle with inflammation and pain, start with turmeric or ginger. If digestive issues plague you, begin with fermented foods. If heart health concerns you, focus on garlic or greens. Master one food, make it a daily habit, and then add the next. Building gradually creates sustainable change. It allows your taste buds to adapt, your kitchen routines to evolve, and your body to adjust. Within a few months of adding one food at a time, you'll naturally be consuming all 6 daily without it feeling difficult or overwhelming. The healing will build progressively, each food amplifying the benefits of the others. We want to hear about your healing journey. Take a moment right now to comment below. Tell us which of these 6 foods you're most excited to try. Share any health challenges you're hoping to address. Let us know where in the world you're watching from and how this ancient wisdom resonates with your life. Your comment might inspire someone else to begin their own healing journey, and sharing your intentions makes you more likely to follow through. If you found value in this video, if this information has opened your eyes to new possibilities for your health, please subscribe to our Wisdom Diaries channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more ancient wisdom adapted for modern life, more practical guidance for natural health, and more inspiration for living your best life. By subscribing, you ensure you won't miss future videos that could further transform your well-being. A beautiful Buddhist teaching says, "To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear." Your health isn't selfish indulgence, it's the foundation that allows you to live fully, serve others effectively, and fulfill your purpose in this world. Another profound teaching reminds us, the secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, not to worry about the future, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. Each meal is a present moment, an opportunity to choose wisdom over convenience, nourishment over indulgence, and healing over harm. Remember this fundamental truth: your body knows how to heal itself. You were born with remarkable self-healing abilities. Every cell contains wisdom accumulated over millions of years of evolution. Your immune system knows how to fight disease. Your digestive system knows how to extract nutrients. Your cardiovascular system knows how to regulate itself. Your brain knows how to maintain balance. What your body needs from you is the right support, the nutrients it requires to function optimally, delivered consistently through whole, natural foods. When you provide this support, your body does what it was designed to do. It heals, it thrives, it serves you well. The power is already within you. These 6 foods simply unlock that power, removing obstacles and providing resources so your innate healing abilities can flourish. You don't need to believe in anything special or understand complex biochemistry. You just need to eat these foods, prepared simply, consumed mindfully, with gratitude and intention. Your journey begins now, with your very next meal. You have the knowledge. You understand the wisdom. Now comes the most important part: action. Choose one of these 6 foods today. Purchase it, prepare it, consume it with full awareness and gratitude. Feel the nourishment entering your body. Visualize the healing beginning at the cellular level. Trust the process. Thank you for taking this journey with us through Buddhist nutritional wisdom. Thank you for investing this time in your health and well-being. Thank you for being open to ancient teachings that modern science increasingly validates. You've taken an important step today, and we honor your commitment to your own healing. May these foods nourish you deeply. May your body heal and thrive. May you experience the vibrant health that is your birthright. And may you share this wisdom with others, spreading healing and hope throughout the world. The path to wellness is before you. The first step is yours to take. Begin today and watch as your life transforms, one meal at a time, one day at a time, guided by wisdom that has served humanity for thousands of years and will continue serving for thousands more. Your healthiest, happiest life awaits. Go forth and claim it.